Good morning, YouTube. I hope you good folks are having an awesome day. Even though it's early in the morning, but wishing you a great day anyway. Today I'm on a chapter ride, and this is the liver, onions, and ice cream ride. That's right, liver, onions, and ice cream. So when I first saw this ride pop up, it immediately took me back to my childhood. And my mom every now and then would fry up some chicken livers, throw it in some gravy with some onions, let it simmer, have some rice on the side and some corn. Took me back to my childhood of liver and onions at my mom's. And I haven't had it since then. But the lunch stop today, that is their specialty. Actually, I think the lunch stop is called liver and onions. So we definitely are going to have to try that. We're definitely going to have to try the liver and onions. I also was thinking about what direction I want to take the channel in. My brain is always turning and working and up to something. And I thought about it. I'm like, well, it'll primarily be moto vlogs. But I also do a lot of outdoor stuff come the fall, particularly deer hunting. And I realized that I don't have many videos of my hunting adventures. And so I'll be adding some of those to the channel this fall come hunting season. Actually, next week here in Virginia, our rifle season starts for turkey season. And I do enjoy turkey hunting also. I've killed a lot of nice turkeys. I love calling in turkeys. And again, I'm just an outdoors person. So whether it's outdoors on the bike or outdoors in the woods, it's all good for me. And yeah. And then in regards to moto vlogging, my plan is to really just talk about a little bit of everything. It's not going to always be talking about this bike or that bike or whatever, but you know, as we get closer to NBA playoffs, I'll probably talk a little bit of basketball mixed in with whatever we're doing, and football season, the same thing, talk a little ball. I love college football. I pretty much follow most college football teams, especially in the SEC. In ACC, SEC and ACC, I follow really closely, and we'll be talking those things also. But anyway, I will be turning you all back on shortly once we get to some of the back roads, and it should be a great ride today. Welcome back, everyone. We just finished up our short stop. For anybody who needed gas and restroom breaks, and we are back on the road here. We're going to be hitting some nice back roads coming up here soon. But in the meantime, we're just enjoying the ride until we get there. Anybody watching the NCAA tournament, the women's game on Sunday? I don't know if I'll post this before or after the game, but anyway, being from South Carolina, of course I was rooting for the Lady Gamecocks this weekend, and you know, I've seen the highlights of Caitlin Clark on Sports Center and stuff like that, but when she played against South Carolina, that was the first time that I've seen her actually play a game on TV. But anyway, man, that girl, she has game, let me tell you. That was a good game. I actually was hoping for overtime because I enjoyed it so much. But she's everything that they say she is. 41 points. I mean, really kept Iowa in the game. And not just from her shooting, but she is an overall floor general in regards to those assists that she got and everything else. So wow. If I remember correctly, South Carolina pretty much handled LSU when they played. So we'll see what Iowa does against LSU. I think they have the potential to win. I will go ahead and say that right now. And it's not just Caitlin Clark, but I think with just her presence on the floor and those other players, when they needed to hit free throws, they hit free throws. When they needed to make the open shot, they made the open shot. So I was impressed by the Hawkeyes 100%. And it's something about the girls' game. They really play. They hustle and they play hard, man. So I plan on watching the game when I get back from this ride. Oh crap, today is Sunday. I do plan on watching the game when I get back, and we'll see what happens tonight. It's not nearly as windy as it was yesterday. It's cleared up a little bit. It is still windy and a little on the cool side, but not bad at all for a ride today. But anyway, I will turn you all back on once we hit some of these back roads out. All right, we are on some back roads right now. And yeah, we love taking these back roads. Nice country roads, usually not a lot of traffic. I would say somewhat scenic if you like the outdoors anyway. Yeah, I guess it's scenic. Got some woods and whatnot. You never know though what you're gonna find on these back roads when you're riding them, and especially when you live on the coast. And yesterday we had a pretty big rain, so but the roads look good. You can run into you take a chance sometime of some of the roads being a little flooded after a rain, but they look pretty good today. Actually, all the roads have. But one of the cons of riding these back roads is just the fact that, one, you probably can't tell, but the road is super narrow, not that wide at all, and two, they can be a little more bumpy. But as I was telling y'all in one video, I got the O-Links put on my bike, and if you want to really test them out, come to these back roads, and it's eating those bumps up nicely. So I hadn't got jarred off my seat like I had before. Another thing with these back roads also you have to be mindful of, as you see a lot of these little small pines and stuff, you got to worry about the animals popping out. Sometimes you have a deer that wants to poke his head out or whatever. So as a group, you got to really be on your P's and Q's riding the back roads, but they're a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, and I hope you all enjoy getting out and exploring some of the roads less traveled, because they are a lot of fun to ride. Absolutely. So I'm going to shut my mouth here for a second, and we're just going to enjoy the ride for a few minutes. I'll throw some music for you to listen to. Been a fun road right here. We've got some nice curves in it, and it's not as narrow. Good views on each side. Very nice, very nice. Hunters out here. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're just letting the dogs out to run something, but it's not deer season. I don't know what they're running. Maybe rabbits. Just saw the sign. This is a wildlife management area, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but it is a pretty good one. Better than some of the other ones that I've seen as far as it being open and accessible to hunters. Interesting. This road is pretty awesome. If any of you all belong to a chapter or a club, what do you all usually do on your rides? And what I mean, like, for us, most of the time when we ride as a chapter, we've got a lunch destination that we're going to, so we'll ride about 2 hours or so, and then get to our lunch destination, have lunch, and then we make our way back from there. But what do y'all do as far as your rides go? Do you and I'm not talking about like your overnight rides or whatever, but you know, just a normal weekend ride. Do you ride to a particular destination and have lunch and come back, or are you riding somewhere and hitting a pool hall or doing something different? interesting to see what everybody else does. But for the most part, with us as a chapter, when we ride, we're usually hitting a lunch destination somewhere, and have lunch, and then we ride back. Oh yeah, let's lean the bike, baby. I was watching a few YouTube videos for the guys who got to go down to Daytona, and looked like they were having a good time down there in Florida. We did have one of our members who went down, and they said they enjoyed it. I am planning to go to Myrtle Beach's spring rally, and then maybe even the fall bike week. We'll see. We shall see what my schedule looks like. I know we'll be at the Hog Rally in Fredericksburg coming up. I think that one's in, it's either May or June. I can't remember the exact date. But anyway, Fredericksburg Hog Rally, I will definitely be there. And looking to roll down to Myrtle Beach also. Haven't been to Myrtle Beach for a bike week in a while. I was there in, was it March? I think it was in March we were there for a couple of weeks. Let me take that back, a couple of days. I want to spend a couple of weeks there. For a couple of days we were there in March. Had a good time. But you gotta do that stuff before it gets super hot. Copy that. I'm now riding the lead on this. But yeah, looking forward to getting some longer rides in soon. Good people, we are back. We just had a really good lunch stop at it's called Trackside Tavern. Really nice place here in Conway, North Carolina. The place was known for their liver and onions. However, today they were just serving off of their buffet, and then the only other option was a sandwich or wings. So of course I had to be different. I said, hey, can I have some, see today's special says fish and hush puppies. The lady's like, nope, buffet, a sandwich, or wings. I said, alrighty then. So I got some wings, and they were pretty good. Actually, it wasn't a bad stop at all. But I was copy, I got it. But I was looking. Watch out for this car, guys. He's swerving on the road here. But I was looking forward to having some liver and onions for sure. Looks like it's going to be the next right, correct? But yeah. Right turn, half mile. But yeah, no liver and onions today. Sorry for the brakes. I am the lead rider, so I'm having to relay and make sure everybody else is all set doing our ride here. So yeah, so we're gonna head back. We've got another stop that we're gonna be making coming up here, and it's a really good place for ice cream and good place to stop for ice cream and pick up some 10-4, thank you. Good place for to get ice cream, pick up some they have some really good peanuts there. A nice little shop for sure. Not bad at all. But anyway, I'm gonna hush again and let you all take in some of the ride. It is hard to beat a group of Harleys rumbling down the road, I tell you. Absolutely love it. See if I can give you guys a shot of the bikes. We got a vehicle on the side of the road here. Be careful, guys. Never mind, they're not on the side of the road. Well, one thing when you're leading a group ride, gotta keep everybody safe. And when I'm leading, I'm definitely looking out for everything possible. And going around that curve, it sure did look like that truck was sitting on the side of the road there. Rather be safe than sorry. The ride is only as good as when you can go home and talk about it and tell everybody how much of a good time that you've had. Left turn, half mile, and being able to go home and tell everybody what a good time you had. That is what's important. Incoming. Back about maybe it's 5 miles back, had a group of turkeys taking off across the road there, and they were hell-bent on getting in front of us, that's for sure. And so I made sure to relay to the group, hey, we watch out for these big turkeys, because can you imagine getting hit in the head with a 20-pound turkey going about 45, 50? That is no fun. I wouldn't recommend it. And I don't want that to happen to anyone. I have been riding before, and the lead bike went down, and unfortunately a stroller had fell off of a vehicle, and it was right there in his path. And you'll think, how in the heck can a baby stroller bring down a big old touring bike? But it absolutely happened. And he probably was going about 55 at that time. And both my wife and I, we're both trained in trauma. We're medical folks, so we pulled a bike over, was able to assist and help him out, and thank goodness he was beat up, but it could have been a lot worse. He was okay. That was the bottom line. But anything can happen out here on the road, and you just have to keep your head on the swivel and really be looking out in front of you and kind of going through all of your training when you're out here on the road, trying to anticipate those things that can happen. Because again, you want to be safe as possible. We all understand that riding a bike is an inherent risk that we take, for sure. And but nothing's 100% safe. I mean, think about it. In the aviation industry, left turn, half mile. In the aviation industry, it has the best safety rating ever. But if something happens, it's pretty much a 100% fatality. You know what I mean? So yeah, even in healthcare, you know, they'll tell you when you have something done, you're signing a waiver saying, you know, there is a chance that XYZ can happen. The same thing with riding. Riding can be extremely safe, and you know, you just have to do those things to Roger. You have to do those things to keep you safe while you're out riding, and it can be enjoyable, you know, and you can really enjoy yourself. Let me know what you all think. All right, we just finished our second stop at a nice little place called Parker's Peanuts. They sell all kind of little trinkets there, and ice cream, coffee, and stuff like that. It's a nice little stop on our way back. We've got maybe 40 minutes or so before we get back to the crib. But overall, it's been a really good ride today. As you already know, I just love being out on my bike for any reason, whatever. And we had a smaller group. We only had 6 bikes with us today, but yeah, but it was nice to get out and go for a ride, and you know, just get out and ride. What else there to do? It's Sunday. There's no football on. I will watch the ladies championship game tonight. I spoke about that earlier. I'll be interested to see who wins between LSU and Iowa. But other than that, I'm gonna go home and edit these videos on the couch and just relax. So I'm gonna leave you on for a few minutes. I'll throw some music on, and then after that, I will see y'all on the next video. Have an awesome week, and keep the shiny side up.